Welcome to Bear Download. I'm Rich Campbell along with Dan Wiederer at Hallis Hall on Thursday as the Bears continue to prepare for Sunday night's game against the 49ers. And Dan, interesting situation developing for the offense right now. 5 starters missed practice today. Most notably, receivers Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey continue to be out.
Yeah.
We're looking at what Jay Cutler's role is going to be this week in this offense as he sort of has to take the lead here without some of the most important members of his supporting cast. What do you think is going to be required out of Jay in San Francisco?
There's a couple things here. It's been a very weird week because without Alshon Jeffrey or Brandon Marshall on the practice field and only 4 receivers on your 53-man roster at this point after the cut of Michael Spurlock earlier in the week, they went into Thursday's practice with only 1 guy on the receiving corps on the 53-man roster, Santonio Holmes, who joined the team on August 16th. So it's got you in shuffle mode as an offense, as a quarterback, as a play caller. So the Bears have had to kind of sort of simplify their game plan because they don't know who's going to be there at receiver for them on Sunday. And now they're going to have to ask Jay Cutler to bring these guys along. Whoever is going to be in there, he's going to have to bring them along, and he's just going to have to play a very sound, efficient, clean game for them to have any chance of pulling off a road upset.
Yeah, I think you can break this dilemma down into 2 parts. One is the game planning part, and then the other is execution. Aaron Kromer, the offensive coordinator, said that whereas when they have a full offense at full strength, they'll design plays to create mismatches. You know Brandon Marshall is a mismatch against a certain corner, or Alshon Jeffrey. You try to get the ball to them in those situations. Without those guys, certainly being in the lineup, they have to call plays that they know are just going to beat certain coverages. It's a lot more vague.
And keep in mind, you're without 2 starters on the offensive line as well, with Matt Slauson and Roberto Garza not playing on Sunday night. And so all this talk that we did for 5-6 months about the continuity of this offense and how much it was going to boost Jay Cutler forward, well, where are we now? Just after 1 week, all of a sudden they're retooling, they're adjusting on the fly, and it's going to be an issue. I think when you look at this game as a whole, you're facing a pretty sound 49ers defense that doesn't beat itself, and so you're going to have to be very efficient. Again, you're going to have to be clean, you're going to have to eliminate the turnovers, and you're going to have to hope that somebody can pick you up and be a playmaker, whether that's Matt Forte, whether Brandon Marshall makes good on his promise to be on the field Sunday night. They're going to need somebody that can make impact plays.
Well, you have to look at Jay Cutler to fill that role because he's the quarterback, and as we know, Mark Trestman values that position so much, as every NFL team does really, but so much has gone into getting everything Jay needs. He's got the contract. We've talked about this. He has to answer in these types of situations when the team really needs him.
Well, yeah, and I think that the most telling thing out of today was when Brandon Marshall was asked whether Cutler could be sort of that stabilizing force and that leader on Sunday night. He said, well, it's his offense. He better be. So that's pretty much the final word on that subject.
Yeah, and we'll end up following all the injury statuses of these players through Friday's practice, so stay tuned to ChicagoTribune.com for updates. For Dan Wiederer, I'm Rich Campbell, and that'll do it for Bear Download.